Welcome to Monday night's Hen House Highlight Show. Well, good evening, and welcome to the Hen House. Hey, good evening, and welcome to live from my hen house on the 27th of November. It's a joy for me to be here, so I'm so glad that you're joined us tonight as well. We've got a great show for you tonight. This is the end of lockdown, isn't it? It's unlock. We all go into tears next week. I couldn't put it any better than this man himself.
'Tis the season to be jolly, but 'tis also the season to be jolly cat.
So we are back into tears. But tears don't have to be our destiny. Most of us are in tier 2 or 3. I think 3 areas are in tier 1, the Isle of Wight, and 2 others in Ireland, which sort of backs up my point. Lockdown should have happened sooner and a lot longer. I'm going to say something quite radical, right? Since when did it make sense to prioritise money over lives? I know, I'm not an idiot. You have to factor in that people will die during a pandemic, right? It's obvious, right? Projections will have been made. It just seems we did the hard part months ago. We got the R number to below 1, and all we had to do was to keep it there. But oh no. Having a jam today Prime Minister and a government full of white middle-aged men who play the stock exchange as if it was their own pocket money and quite happily drink bottles of plonk that cost more than a month's universal credit. That's 400 quid, right? 68 quid a glass. How anyone can live on £400 a month and keep a roof over their head is beyond me. I mean, if they haven't got a roof over their head, well, obviously it doesn't matter. We all seem to have gone stark raving mad. We have anti-maskers, we have anti-vaxxers, we have human rights campaigners complaining that keeping people safe and alive is against our basic human rights. I understand when you have a far-right government, the press and news coverage is going to be bollocks. But Facebook people, please. Right, Bob, my local farmer, he gives me bullshit, right? But why am I getting it on Facebook too? Just because you want something to be true doesn't mean it is. Don't be like Farmer Bob. Spread it on your own roses, not on bloody Facebook. I get so angry. There are so many vulnerable people out there, yet most people think it's okay to risk their own lives by going out and not wearing a mask. And that's the thing that people, the mistake people are making, right? Oh, you know, it only affects people over 60, so it's all right if I go out. Right, if I get it, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if I get it, right? That is the point people seem to be missing. It doesn't matter if you get it. Of course, it doesn't matter if you get it. It doesn't matter if I get it. But if I go out and spread it to 5 or 6 other people, then that matters. And why is it money over people? I don't even get that. Right? Oh, the economy is going to be hot. The economy was fucked, to be fair, right? The economy is going down the pan. There was a guy on the radio today, right? He said he'd lost about 12 million quid since February. 12 million quid. Right? What's he done with last year's money? I just don't understand why people seem to be prioritising money over people. The next time someone says to you, right, oh, you know, the economy's fucked and I'm going to lose all this money, right? Just give them this option, right? You're in a hot air balloon over a volcano. There's a hole in your balloon and the balloon is plummeting towards this active volcano. In your hot air balloon, there is a big chest of money. It's all the money that you're going to earn in the future. In a big iron chest, all the money you're going to earn is in this chest. But also, in this balloon is your nan, your partner and your favourite child. I mean, that's easy for me. I don't like any of them. But look, so you've got 3 of your favourite family members and a box full of money, and you're plummeting towards this active volcano. And all you've got to do is either chuck out the money and survive, or chuck out your family members and survive. It's your choice, but if you put it like that, which is the best choice? Av.
What a shit week it's been. You know, it's bad week enough as it is. But then Madonna's dead.
What? No. I'm having problems with my hearing tonight, but that's fine. Did you say Madonna's dead?
Yeah, Madonna.
No, it's Maradona. Maradona's dead.
What? He's dead as well.
No, there's only one Madonna. No, only no. What? No, only no. Madonna's not dead. Only Maradona.
No, there's only one Madonna and there's only one Maradona. The legends, aren't they? Both dead.
No, Madonna is not dead.
Madonna's not dead. Which
Nope.
Madonna?
The Madonna with the big boobies.
Hello.
Was that worth it? Seriously, was that worth that?
Hey! Welcome to the Hen House. I'm coming to you all the way from Texas, where we just celebrated the great American holiday of Thanksgiving yesterday. It's a feast of food and family and friendship. And every year, a bunch of Americans ask me if we celebrate it in England. And I have to tell them that we do, but we do it on the 4th of July to give thanks to you lot buggering off and clearing out from under our feet. No, I'm kidding. I'm David Parsons. I live in Dallas. I have done for 20 years, but I'm a black country boy. I was born and raised in Tipton. Yeah, I know. I'll take your sympathy later. No, I'm kidding. Love the old hometown. If anyone's listening from out there, have a very nice day. But all right, look at this jokes for you. So the COVID lockdown has not been very good for my diet. I was doing real well, been trying to lose some weight, but I've been spending a lot of time stuck in my house. A lot of snacks calling my name. Anyway, I'm trying to get back on track, so I went to see a dietitian the other day. She said she was very concerned about my body mass index. She showed me on a chart, and I left feeling totally despondent because I've no idea how I'm going to gain 3 feet in height. Okay. Blue balls is an uncomfortable ailment that results from having an erection for a prolonged period of time without relief. Teenage boys, of course, are in a near constant state of engorgement. When I was 15, there was absolutely no limit to the things that made me hard as a rock. Female newscasters, the swimming pool pages in clothing catalogs, being within 100 feet of a teenage girl, which was a bit of a problem seeing as I went to school at the time. Anyway, the only cure for blue balls is ejaculation, so relief was usually at hand. In my adolescent years, I masturbated 4, 6, 10 times a day. One time I jerked off so much that I momentarily blacked out. Anyway, I told my mother, my dad might be listening here, so this might be some information that he doesn't have, but he probably does because my mom was an old card and would share stories with him. One time I told my mother that I was going upstairs to do some homework. I popped a NaNoWriMo tape in my Walkman, put the headphones on, closed my eyes, and went to town. When I came up for air, as my eyes regained focus, I noticed that there was a steaming mug of tea and a small plate of cookies on the nightstand next to my bed that hadn't been there when I started choking the chicken. I couldn't look my dear old mom in the eyes for a month after that. I'm not sure how my teenage years would have gone if we'd had the internet. I jerked off for several years to one well-worn copy of Razzle magazine. Shirley from Manchester on pages 36 to 39 were a particular hit. If we'd had Pornhub in my day, my dick very well may have fallen off. Anyway, the last time I suffered from blue balls was when I was in my late 30s and I was dating a born-again Christian who I assumed was saving herself for marriage. We'd been dating for a month, but our fun was limited to making out on a couch like teenagers. After one session of several hours making out, I was left with chapped lips and swollen and painful testicles. I crab walked down to my car. I winced as they've hit a speed bump every time on the way home. I limped upstairs to my apartment. I crawled into my bedroom and I rubbed one out. A couple of weeks later, my girlfriend asked me why I hadn't made a move on her. She said, I enjoy the kissing, but I really want to go further with you. And and we basically shagged like rabbits for a couple of months. 11 years later, we're still married. So who doesn't love a story with a happy ending?
Av sings carrot, Av sings carrot, Av sings carrot in a box. In a box.
So, you're a tip tonight.
I am a tip tonight.
Oh.
I'll give you a tip tonight.
I want some of them orange chips. That's what I want.
Orange?
Proper chips. That's what I want.
Proper chips.
Oh, battered chips.
Yes.
Battered chips. Yeah. I used to try making them over in Texas.
I have tried. It's just not the same.
No good.
I can't get the beef dripping.
Hey, now that's a porn film.
I was listening to your set and I was thinking the bit about your blue balls.
Yeah.
Because I checked mine are brown.
Oh. I really wish I hadn't put two Black Country Boys together.
Because I'm Indian, Steve.
All right. Thank you. Thanks for pointing that out.
Yeah, that's right. I had a quick check. All right, are you ready, Dave?
I'm here.
All right, so 3 questions and then a guess.
Okay. Can you deep fry it?
Oh. Yeah, I suppose you could. I suppose you could deep fry about anything, couldn't you? I suppose.
Okay. Is it edible?
Yes, it is edible.
Is it native to the United Kingdom?
Oh. I think it might be, you know. I think it might be.
I'm gonna guess it's a turnip.
Oh, you were on the right lines, but I'm afraid not, David. It's not a turnip.
Oh, damn it!
Oh man, that's such a shame. I'm
you not get
so
tips?
much enjoying what's in Av's box. Now you two could chat if you want about the Black Country and all that entails. But because I've megally buggered up tonight, I really need to get rid of both of you, and I don't want to be rude. So
It's okay.
thank you so much for being in the house. Av, we'll see you in a bit. David. Oh, you're over there. All right. Thank you so much, David. We'll see you soon. David Parsons. Oops. Can I get rid of you? There we go. Let's try this again. Stephen, hello. How are you?
I'm okay. Can you see me though?
Yeah, that's actually great.
Okay, great.
And can you hear me all right? And I really
Yeah, you're all
apologise.
right.
My headphones went, so I couldn't hear a thing. So I didn't know what was going on. Bless my daughter for texting me saying, "Dad, sort something out." So I apologise. So do you want to start from the beginning, or
let's
do you know where you want to start from?
Really, I think I have to. Really, yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
I'll introduce you, and then you can start from the beginning.
That's right.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, back in the hen house, it's Stephen Potluck.
Yes, well, good to be here again. I mean, once again, I'm kneeling in front of my computer, hoping this time it won't go wrong. But also, as I said earlier, there's also a bit of a practical reason why I'm kneeling in front of a computer, because I don't know if you heard earlier, but there's something really quite extraordinary happening on Saturday. I don't know if you heard. There's a boxing match. There is. It's taking place at the Church of England General Synod. I heard about this on Tuesday and I thought, blimey! I mean, is Archbishop Welby going hard at it with Cardinal Nichols? I mean, blimey! I mean, it's going to be more entertaining for sure than Trump and Biden bickering like a pair of old codgers. But apparently not. But it is a heavyweight match, and I thought, I know there's a few gay bishops in the, sure, bishops and priests and so on, but are they spending that much time in the gym? But no, apparently it is a real heavyweight match that was transferred from the O2 Arena to of all places, the Church of England General Synod. A match between Daniel Dubois and Joe Jason or something like that. And And the thing about this was that it's quite interesting because, I mean, there's a kind of honesty here that I quite like. I mean, religion's often had an association with violence, from kind of terrorist fundamentalism to just not very nice homophobic sermons. So there's kind of honesty and punching in the face the person you disagree with. And it made me think, well, you know, because I actually am a churchgoer, believe it or not. Yeah, I am. And so I kind of thought, well, you know, WWJD, what would Jesus do? And I don't think Jesus would. Well, I don't think Jesus was personally, I think he's more into throwing tables than throwing punches. But in terms of a broad emotions, I don't think Jesus would have a problem really with, you know, with fisting in the ring. Boxing, well, fisting. No, I think he'd just say if it's between consenting adults and there was love in their heart, then fine. Just remember to wear gloves. But what I think he would say is that he wouldn't want people to get hurt. He really wouldn't. So I guess the key advice he'd probably be is if somebody kind of wallops someone, gives a left fist, socks someone in the left, gives a left hook or whatever, don't turn the other cheek. And I think the other thing I would say about it, though, if you're going to have it in the Church of England, in a religious building like that, the judge is going to need to be really pretty strict about this. He's going to need to make it very clear that ding, 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 when the guy's down on the ground, he's placed down on the floor, he's out. We're not waiting 3 days to see if he gets up again. Well, you might notice I'm actually a bit spruced up today, and that was because 6 months ago I was planning on traipsing around London to announce some big news, which is the launch of my new website, stephenportlockcomedy.com. Yes, and then lockdown happened. So I guess I'm probably not the only person to have thrown away a large chunk of money this year.
I apologise.
Hello, Stephen.
Hiya. Okay, so
I had a good boxing analogy. I thought you were down and out, but you came back up. Back up from the count.
That's fine. Back in the ring again.
Let's
will you boys stop it?
Yeah.
Oh man! Talking about rings, he is. I don't.
Let's steer away from the ring. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay, Stephen. You got three questions and a guess.
Okay, is it food?
Yes, it is food.
Ooh. Is it meat?
No, it's not meat.
I've rather reduced my options now, haven't I? Is it a vegetable?
Hold on, let me check. I'll give you a bit of a clue. It has vegetables in it.
God almighty. Got a vegetable in it. Do I have any more questions left? Or is it
No, that's the question's done. You just got to guess.
Is it a vegetable lasagna?
Vegetable lasagna. Ooh, yeah. You some good guesses there, but I'm afraid not.
Don't forget, every week you can play along with Av in his box. He's standing up. He's ready to go. Let's go and see Adam, and then hopefully Bobby will be here before the end. But the way the day's going, we'll see how everything goes. Let's go see Adam in a place called Southend.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh, thank goodness for that. I've got one thing right tonight. That's all right. Hey, look, you're standing up. That's cool.
Yeah, my camera's quite high. It's like my seat only goes so high. For some reason, if I lean forward too much, it just goes down. So it's like, thought I'll just stand up.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's what's your name? I've got it written. Adam Joyce. Ladies and gentlemen, in the head house, it's Adam Joyce.
Thank you. I'm hearing no applause in my headphone at the minute, but to be honest, that's no change from any other gig I've ever done. So I've pretty much gotten used to it, really. I am really trying to get into this Zoom comedy thing as well. I've got a nice little backdrop here. I did try and go for, because you see on TV all the people doing like TV shows from their houses. They've got like all the library set up. So I've kind of gone from, rather than like the Stephen Fry, every wall's a bookshelf. I've kind of gone more for the small town library feel. The trouble is, after 10 years of austerity, it's very hard to find any sort of inspiration. So this is the best I've come up with. But yeah, Zoom comedy. I was a bit reluctant at first. It took me a few months before I sort of realised, live gigs aren't coming back as quickly as I'd like. I dropped in on a few gigs before I started doing it myself, just to sort of see, how they played out. And the first one I went to was it was an LGBTQ night, which was really a weird experience because it got hijacked by the Westboro Baptist Church. So, we're all about to kick off and suddenly, all these people come in and it's a load of Americans screaming, God hates fags and, all the sort of slurs you'd expect from them. And then just to change it up, their screen flicked from them chanting that at the entire room to gay pornography. Because, what better way to shame the gay community than by showing them gay pornography? It's just like if your house is overtaken by rats, you put cheese down and hope for the best. But no, I am working on my Zoom game because, 1.5 billion is what the government put towards trying to save the arts earlier this year, and none of it went towards stand-up comedy. So this may be the closest thing. This may be the only way I ever have a career doing stand-up, especially with the BBC booking less and less left-wing comedians. A lot of people are sort of like, well, why don't the government, why don't they care about stand-up comedy? Why don't they see it as an art? But what you've got to do is you've got to think of it from their perspective. They're looking at an industry that is mostly white males, standing up in front of groups of people, telling mostly white lies and tall tales. And they don't see that as an art because to them, that's not an art. That's what they do. Therefore, it's their trade. And the fact that half of the comedians in the country talk about how bad a job they're doing, not only is it people moving in on their trade, it's direct competition to them. And they don't really know how to handle that. I mean, let's be honest. The election last year, the most competition that the Labour Party put up during the election last year was their own leader. I'm talking about last year like it was so hard. I mean, not that this year's been any better. We've doing this whole thing in lockdown. This whole lockdown thing, it's really been hard on me. It was quite hard on me, especially. After about 3 or 4 months, towards the end of the summer, all my days were the same. It was basically me alternating between watching old wrestling shows and playing old Super Nintendo games. I've completely redone my garden. I've built my wife a jewelry stand, and right now the greatest achievement in my mind that I achieved during lockdown is I got 102% on Donkey Kong Country 2. One of my mates said, "Sounds like you're living your best life," and I was like, "I hope not, because if that's my best life, it means I peaked at 12." I've tried sort of listening to stuff and playing stuff that was released this century. I mean, the other day I started listening to an album by, does anyone remember the band The Darkness? The weird thing is, it's not even an old album. They released an album last year, which was weirdly prophetic because it was called Easter is Cancelled. I didn't find Easter being cancelled that bad a thing. I look like Jesus, and I was 33 at the time. Easter being cancelled was quite a reassuring fact. But it says a lot for Justin Hawkins from The Darkness that he came back from a coke addiction that nearly killed him and seemingly can predict the future. I mean, you listen to that album, it's really weird. Track number 6, particularly really out there. You know, the protagonist of the song somehow nearly dies due to a respiratory disease they picked up at a restaurant that were at after 10 o'clock because they're in a group of more than 6 people. Seriously, the man is visionary. Yeah, when the lockdown started, I think it was hardest for me because the day lockdown started, I was sent into self-isolation by my work. I was at the office, I got a phone call from a manager saying, Adam, I need you to go home and self-isolate for 9 days. We think you might have been exposed. Just don't make a scene. Just excuse yourself and leave. I was like, okay, fine. So I just, got up and said, I'm just going down the shop for lunch, and just left. 3 days later, I got a message from someone on Facebook saying, are you all right? To which I just text back, yeah, the shop has a lot of toilet roll, so the line's just really long. So yeah, like I said, self-isolating was only 9 days though. Someone actually pointed out, it should be 14, which is right. Although this person was in New York, so they did ask, is it only 9 because of the time difference over there? I was like, yes, we're on metric time, 1.3 days to one of yours. Until the Brexit deal goes through, we'll probably be about even again. I know I'm mixing metaphors, but anyone who's ever seen me do stand-up knows that when it comes to writing comedy, metaphors are like my kryptonite. My similes, fucking fantastic. But yeah, like I said, it should have been 14 days. It was only 9 days because I work for the civil service. So, such a vital information taking only 5 days means they're really upping their game in this pandemic. But yeah, like I said, it was like the first day of lockdown this happened as well. So it was a really weird situation. And obviously, I can't go out, I can't do anything. And right about day 3, I basically given up on wearing trousers altogether. And I was actually so happy just basically lazing around in a robe. I was like, maybe I can come up with a list of jobs that I can just keep the robe. What jobs can I do in a robe? And so I started writing a list, and it just shows how creative I am when it comes to new job opportunities. That the list only totaled 2 things, and that went down to 1 when I realized Jedi Knight wasn't a real thing. And so the only thing left on the list at the end of it was a job I don't feel I'd be very good at. It was the job of Pope, a job I don't think I'd do very well at because basically I just don't like being that close to children. I was the first to be allowed to break the lockdown as well. Over here in the UK, I don't know how many people who aren't in the UK are watching this, but primary school children at the end of July were allowed to go back to school to do the last couple of weeks of school, which is children between ages 4 and 11. And a lot of people will question that decision, which is understandable, because while at the time they weren't catching the disease, they could still carry it. And I think what you've got to look at is you just got to look at the people pulling the strings. You just got to look at the government and remember that a lot of people were looking at the way they were handling the pandemic and were saying that basically they were turning into a sinking ship, and so I'm guessing they let children go back because the Titanic was like, well, they sent women and children first.
All right, Adam. You said you just look like Jesus. I think you look more like a darts player, and that's a compliment.
Well, I am sort of working on it from the side.
All right. Adam, have you seen the game?
Yeah, I've been watching it. I've been watching through the evening. Yeah.
So it's 3 questions and a guess, and they've got it down to you can eat it.
Right. Okay. Is it contained in some sort of pastry?
No, it's not in a pastry. No.
Okay. Is it a main course?
Is it a main course? No, it's not a main course.
No. Okay. Um, would you have it as an evening meal?
Would you have it with an evening meal? Yes, you could have it with an evening meal.
Right.
What's your guess, Adam?
I don't know. I'm thinking. So it's vegetables in it. Now with an evening meal, it's nice sort of vegetables. I don't know, like a side salad or something.
Side salad. Oh, I'm afraid not, Adam. I don't do salad.
That is so close. You're the closest we've ever had, I think, Adam. And I'm so excited that I'm getting tingly all over. Av, can I have an extra guess? Because I think I know what it is.
Okay, go ahead then, Steve.
I think it's a pizza.
Is it a pizza? No, I'm afraid not, Mr. Steve.
When I said pizza, I meant tin of soup.
It's not a tin of soup, Mr. Steve.
Here we go.
It's an orange, it's a carrot, it's a rabbit, it's a cock. What's that got in his box?
Okay. Because we mentioned Christmas, there was a few clues there.
Of course
it's a box of Paxo.
Dear. Stuffing. My God. Stuffing. Anyway, this is what's on next week.
Three cheers for humanity. Hip, hip, hooray. No fears or insanity. We can stop this today. If we're in solidarity, we can make this go away. Stay home and just let your heart play. Stay home and just let your heart play. Because we're all in this together. We're all in this together. Calls for desperate measures. Let's do what's right and stay inside. Stop the spread, keep up the fight. 'Cause we're all in this together. Let's hear it for humanity. We'll see another day. Singing from our balconies to drive the blues away. Yeah, let's all just put our minds at ease and practice what we pray. Stay home and just let your heart play. Stay home and just let your heart play. Because we're all in this together. We're all in this together. Calls for desperate measures. Let's do what's right and stay inside. Stop the spread, keep up the fight. 'Cause we're all in this together. We're all in this together. Calls for desperate measures. Let's do what's right and stay inside. Stop the spread, keep up the fight. 'Cause we're all in this together.
Wait.